last year we wanted to get about 300. We managed beyond that, 379, and out of that, around 80 was dianggap sebagai mempunyai potensi. So that is our work, but it doesn't stop there. We want to make sure that innovation is at the fingertips, a buzzword among everybody. Doesn't matter whether you are school children, communities, business, government, and sebagainya. Okay, so mainstreaming means that we have to have programs that cater every level of society. We have, of course, jejak inovasi. So our work, cut across all those spectrum. And today is our own initiative to make innovation cool, to be able to discuss it in a very informal, interactive manner. So we think that it will be best we can bring people, especially in a debate format. But Tarik is not necessarily debate, but we try this format and hopefully it can bring excitement among all of us. So without further ado, I would like to call upon our debater for today. Dipersilakan the first one, Saudara Raja Azmi bin Adam. Okay, welcome. Raja Azmi, he has 2 children, 8 years old and 1 year-old daughter, is it? Well, he's crazy about menu, okay. So dia pun dah macam dalam TV punya ni juga, presenter juga. Dia dah duduk dekat sini, We can be discussing sports here. His wife is a homemaker and welcome.
Thank you.
You're not nervous, eh?
I'm very.
Dipersilakan kita punya speaker yang kedua, adik Julia Adlina binti Adam. And the school friends here and the teachers, thank you so much. Dad is a manager at Talis University. Mom is a homemaker. Okay, that is our 2 speakers today. The topic for our debate today is build a school in the cloud. Okay, build a school in the cloud. Yeah, we don't want people to start punching each other. Okay, you're given the first round. You're given 10 minutes each to state your position on the topic. All right. After the first round, you will be given 5 minutes to strengthen your position or to rebut what your opponent, the opponent's view. And after that, we open for around 10 minutes of Q&A. All right. So Q&A. Please ask hard questions. Okay. All right. Or else we're not going to serve a Tarik for you. And after that, the concluding segment will be 2 minutes each. All right. Okay. So, shall we, guys? Are we ready?
Wow. Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon. First and foremost, I was conned to even dress up like this. They said Friday all dressed down, take chill, I have to wear a suit. Alright? Alright, so today, as you all know, my name is Raja Azmi. I'm not related to Raja Petra and whatever not. Look at my hairstyle and whatever not, I'm not. Alright? So today the discussion would be, I'm just going to share an idea that I gone through with TED. TED is basically is idea worth sharing or worth spreading. I went through this particular topic done by this particular professor called Sugata Mitra. Sugata Mitra won the 2013 TED Prize. This is the first time even TED gave away $1 million for him to realize his idea. Okay, that's great, right? All this while it was 100,000 US, this time it's 1 million US. So basically, what is this overall thing? Building school in the cloud. Bottom line is this: what's going to happen in the future of learning? Take a step back. We have changed, we have evolved. But do you think the school has evolved? What is the product of school? Where does it come from? Can anybody know where the product of school came from? It came from the British Empire. Alright? What did the British Empire did? They want to replicate people so that they can plug them wherever they want with the same skill set, so on and so forth. Right? That's what school is all about, right? And this is done 300 years ago, and until now, the school is still the same, right? The same curriculum. Bottom line is, you teach them so that they go and sit for an exam, they are all scared, and finally, they come out, and by having 9 A's, 10 A's, they are greater than those who get 5 A's, 6 A's. Is that what school are all about? So that's what it is, Sugata Mitra. Number two, what he looked at is, if you take the map of Malaysia, right, Sabah, Sarawak, the peninsula, and you draw all the schools in this particular map, I would like to ask the teachers, which school would they choose? Would they choose a school in Lahad Datu, or they will choose a school in Cyberjaya? It's so obvious. Great performing teachers would not look for a Lahad Datu school. So what happened to the kids in Lahad Datu? No teachers. So how do you going to make a level playing field for those kids? Just because they are born in Sabah and Lahad Datu, they were not even given the kind of exposure compared to you guys who are in Cyberjaya, boarding school, top performing, best in Malaysia, top-notch teachers, all want to come and join you guys, and what happens? So what did Dr. Sugata Mitra did? He came up with an experiment called the hole in the wall. So what happened was, in Delhi, if you look at India, India has this disparity of people. If you look at the movie Slumdog Millionaire, there is a slum in the middle of the city. Right? So what they did was, they did this wall, they draw up the hole, and they put up a computer, alright? And they gave it a very good broadband connection, and they left. The kids from the slum, they are not exposed to English, they are not schooling. So what happened, within 8 hours, they can see kids came over to the computer and start browsing. How the hell they can browse when they don't even know English? So what does it say? That shows that kids do learn from each other in a group, right? So then they were wondering, probably one of the guys in Delhi, IT graduate, would have walked by and taught the kids how to use the computer. So what they did is, they brought this experiment to even further to a village called Kalikupam. Right? It's the southern part of India, whereby there's no way an IT manager or IT worker can come in and teach them how to use a computer. In this computer, what they did was, they downloaded all the DNA topic of biotechnology for a 12-year-old non-English speaking, Tamil speaking, don't even understand anything. Alright? And they just put all that in and they left without even telling what they need to do with it. So the reason he did this experiment is to see whether, to prove his theory, school is still important, he need to teach the kids. So what happens, he came back 2 months later, did a test, yes, everybody got a 0. Of course, what do you expect about biotechnology for a 12-year-old non-English speaking kids? But then he was saying, did you all learn anything? They said, yeah, we look at the screen every day, but nothing makes sense. But except that suddenly one girl just brought up, she said that except for the molecule of this biotechnology DNA doesn't give this, we don't understand anything else. She picked up a topic that you would never know, a kid would never expose. Then there was something radical happening. So he got back again after 2 months, did a test, the score was 30%, 30 over 100. 30 over 100 in the British Empire considered failed. Kena 50%, considered lulus. British Empire what? Standard 50% baru lulus, right? So okay, they are still failed. How to catch up to the 50%? Let them expose. They brought in this element called the grandmother effect. They didn't even bring a teacher. What is the grandmother effect? What does the grandmother do? The grandmother will say, great, wow, very good. What you're doing, can you show it to us again? This is called encouragement, all right? And this person doesn't know anything about biotechnology. They got back after 2 months, the score was 50-odd%. This was the same score a control school in Delhi was doing, a private school. Without teacher, without explaining, and it worked. Right? So what does it say? It says that kids will learn as long as they're in the group and give it to them, they will learn from each other. That's what it is. And they will be very creative because once you push them to do exams and so on and so forth. If you look at your brains, the middle part of your core, your brain is called the reptilian part of the brain, becomes very, very scared. Exam is considered threat. When exam become a threat, your brain shut down. When your brain shut down and you expect them to perform, how can you do that, yeah? Those days, this is needed because when the British Empire wants to do the test, they want to evaluate what do they call it? The going get tough, the tough get going. Alright? They want them. They are into the war, the age of empire at the point of time. Yes, they need this kind of thing. But now we are no longer in the age of empire. We are beyond. We have people dressed up according to the trend. Things have changed. We learn from iPad and so on and so forth. But the way of schooling is still the same. This is really, really, for me, I would say, something that we need to look at. Alright? What I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not saying that we need to abolish the school system, but what I'm saying is we also need to look at how is creativity and literacy should be in par. Alright? That's what the kids need nowadays. And that's how they're going to perform in their working life. Do you think that when I was doing my Form 5, one of the exam questions in geography was understanding Newfoundland? Why the hell I need to know Newfoundland? Nobody asked me now, what do you know about Newfoundland? Alright? Even if people ask me now about Newfoundland, I would have just gone to the Google and typed Newfoundland and get all the information. Right? The issue is this, the point I want to make is this. Kids nowadays have to be resourceful. Alright? And that's what you need during work. In a working life, it's not a matter of you knowing all the Newton's theory, is not knowing all the things. It's all being resourceful. You know where to get your information, how you're going to do the information, and how you're going to collaborate with the information and so on and so forth. And that's most important. Currently, that is lacking. Alright? So this is what I'm trying to position. There's a lot of researchers, even for instance, Dr. Ken Robinson was saying in terms of, they have done a test on kids on divergence in terms of thinking. Do you know when the divergence intelligence was the highest in any kids growing up? When they were in kindergarten, 98% is the score. As long as they start growing, the intelligence goes down. Because you put them into the box, you need to learn about A, B, and C, and having said that, go and take the exam. Tengok siapa score. Alright? You are losing out in terms of building their creativity. And that is very key. So I'm going to do this because I'm looking at my son, who is 8 years old, and recently he have learned out how to play Minecraft. Have you heard about Minecraft game? And he have done all by himself without me. I don't even understand the game. He went to the YouTube, looking at these guys are playing and all the stuff, and he's done it. That shows that when they want to learn, they have all the information out there.
Thank you so much, sir. The light is blinking, your time is over.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very, very good evening a bit to all. I'm Julia Alina, and I'm here to share some of my opinions and ideas about built school in the class. A computer can inundate a child with mountains of information. However, all of this learning takes place in the same way, through abstract symbols, decontextualized, and cast on two-dimensional screen. Contrast that with the way children know a tree by peeling its bark, jumping into its pile of leaves, sitting under its shade. Yeah. So, just as important, these first-hand experience are enveloped by feeling and associations. Muscles being used, sun warming the skin, and blossoms scenting the air. So all of this, the computer cannot even approximate. Technology can enhance the traditional methods of learning, but cannot replace the human touch. So,
Where's that for me?
You wait.
I'm feeling hot now.
so ultimately, the quality of the class will depend solely on the quality of teacher and not the presence of technology. In my school, there is Google Apps, which it's one of the ways to communicate with the population of the school. It's population of the school, yeah. And then through that email, the teachers can email any letters or any information about the school. Through that email also, the teachers can give the students homeworks and we can submit it via email. Next, we also have Moodle, which is teachers can update additional materials for us to study, for us to share with among our friends. And in my school, there's 4 computer labs and cyber kiosk for us to search, especially when the teachers assign us to research for something. So what am I trying to say here is, we as a students need technologies, and we also need a human touch. Without human touch, we don't have the drive to do things. So when the teachers are not around, we can simply do anything. When we use the computer, we are teenagers. We tend to not learning. We are more likely to spend to do social networking and stuff. So yeah, we need human to motivate us, to monitoring us. We do not need to 100% fully use the technology. Okay, and then next, in my school also we have teleconferencing. Teleconferencing. We've done 2 occasions, which is one with English language class with SMK Bukit Pasir, and another one at maths class with the excellence at maths teacher from STF. Okay. So I would likely to say that I'm as a student, I don't need fully technology to learn. I would say that I need teacher more, because teacher have this human touch that can motivate us, just like a mom and or a dad. It's like we are in boarding school, so I really need a teacher. We really need a teacher, because when they give us the computer, the first thing that we're gonna open is Twitter, Facebook, and then when the teacher is going around, then we close the tabs and we go Google something. That is, just like that. So, it's a misusage. So, and next is job elimination. When you use 100% of technologies, then what's the use for the skills of the teacher? What's the use teacher go to the course and study abroad, but later future we're going to use the technology. So the teacher is going to stay at home and teaching her or his kids. So it's not the right way. It's job it's job elimination.
And using the exam or the test methodology in terms of evaluating kids. That's what Sugata is saying as well, in terms of what they are. There's also this quote from Arthur C. Clarke. This guy is the science fiction writer. He said, a teacher that can be replaced by a machine, should it be? Alright? Replace them. Alright? And this is for the pleasure for the teacher. If you think that you're not better off compared to the machine, you better work harder. Right? It's a challenge. Alright? So of course the dedication, I know. But you see, my debater here, being in an ideal world, thinking that the teachers are all good because the teachers are sitting next to her. Right? All of us have all kind of teachers that we don't like in our life. Yeah. Right? Let's be frank about things, and this is the reality. Alright? Just because you say, you balik lah, I bagi you, you say the best teachers, they are the mothers, they are the fathers of the world. No way, right? Right. So what we want from them, they should be giving us the motivation in terms of what we need, so that we become better in terms of the way we think. Right? All kids are not the same, so don't classify them under the same thing. And I want to tell you, B1 schools, B1 factories. If you look the design of the school designed like a factory. There's a bell, there is a segment, and they also have the end product. Class of 2010, manufactured 2010. Class of 2009, macam factory. We don't want that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we do need technology, but what for? The teacher go to the courses for 5 years or 3 years learning, and is it supposed to be the same as the boarding school teachers, the excellence teachers, and the teachers at rural area? Because they learn the same thing. So I think that my opinion is we need both teachers and technologies. But in the rural area, maybe they need more technology because they don't have the excellence teachers. So yeah. Now, if in the excellence school, I think we are more need to teachers because we are fully equipped with ICTs. And we need teachers to guide us because, yeah, like that. Because if in the rural area and the underprivileged school, I don't think the students can manage the technology used. So, yeah, I think that's
Given the problem, he said that the reason why you wanted this is because teachers much more prefer to be in cities compared to in rural areas. But isn't the problem that human value and human empathy instead of technology?
Yeah.
So if that was your real problem, why won't you fix human value? And why would you choose technology instead of fixing human value?
I think it's a great question, right? So having said that, fixing human value, it is not as easy as ABC, right? This is also based on your upbringing and so on and so forth, right? Basically, where you are from, are you from the same factory or not, or the same school, right? Having said that, a lot of us, when we make decision, we will look at ourselves rather than the person that's involved. Come on, let's be realistic about things. Yes, if given a choice, I want to lock up all these teachers in a room, give them a motivation. Come on, ask what can you do for the country rather than what the country can do for you, right? Come on, so let's face the reality. The reality is not everybody is the same, and some people will think, I'm saying some teachers have sacrificed their life and been in this rural area. I'm not saying no, right? And they have done. But having said that, in some part of their life, they will say this is what they want. So we have this issue. If we have equal number of good teachers in urban and rural schools, I think whatever you said works. Currently we don't. How we do address that matter? That's one. If you still doubt me, there's another issue as well. It's not only whether teachers, I'm not arguing about teachers. I also want to say we need to move away from assessing the kids in terms of how intelligent they are by only exams, right? This is very important. Exam doesn't show they are greatest kids ever. They're the smartest, they'll come and join your organization, everything will be wonderful. That's not the key thing. Alright? What I'm trying to tell you is we also need to look at creativity. How do you look at creativity? Does the school, current school, give you the avenue of assessing creativity? None. If you look at what I've researched in the National Council of Teachers of English, which is called in the US NCTE, these are the 7 things they said about the 21st century literacy. Right? Number 1 would be develop proficiency with tools and technology. Number 2, build relationship with others to pose and solve problems collaboratively and cross-culturally. Right? Collaboration is key, technology is key. Design and share information for global communities to meet variety purposes. So whatever you learn, you get connected with anyone that you want. I just was talking to A.R. Junaidi about MIT. Who from here from MIT? Who wants to be in MIT? It's a big thing, right? Everybody wants to say, I'm graduated from MIT. But now what MIT came out last year is called MITx, whereby you can learn online a course for free. And they have all the tutorials, they have all the videos, and you'll be an expert of that particular subject. And now, eventually, also with a very minimal pay, you also will get your cert. And you can tell people, I've done an MIT paper. Alright? So what I'm trying to say is the information is abundance out there. Yesterday, I went and typed Google algebra. You know how many thousand sites that I got? 30 million sites on algebra. If my son cannot learn on the first site, he has another 29.99 million to look at what other sites he can learn. And this is what we call diversity. You learn differently, someone else learn differently. And how you address diversity. Current school doesn't address diversity. I think you need to agree with me on that. Alright? It's one shoe fit all. Do it. If you don't like it, go look for another school. Alright? This is what it is. Thank you.
Thank you. So, how many A's did you get in your SPM, sir? No, it looks like you were against us, the 9 A's.
The issue is I'm 10.
There were no 10s then, okay? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, please tweet your experience here today. Please mention at Yayasan Inovasi and use hashtag YimDetaRateTalk. Okay? Now, next question. Wow, the kids are here. Okay.
Actually, you see earlier that actually exam-oriented base actually limiting people's creativity. But what's happening right now is they are having PBS. Is that they have no PBS is Taksir Berasaskan Sekolah. Meaning they are not based on exam-oriented. But what's the problem here is that they have no rigid measurement of how to measure these students. Because what people's creativity, people's practicality is very subjective. And they have all these band 1, band 2, and the most excellent level is band 6. Meaningly, every people have their own opinion about how these people is doing. She is more creative than this one. Then tell me and prove to me how actually, without this exam-oriented, have the really rigid measurement.
Great question, right? So I think what you're saying is, if I'm gonna summarize what you asked, basically what you are asking me is, how do you measure creativity? Is that what you're asking? Right. So this is what it is, right? Why I'm saying creativity is important. So even if you ask me, even I don't know how to measure creativity. But what I'm saying is, we need to take a step to look at creativity. For instance, I'll give you an example. When I used to work for Microsoft, and I used to do sales for Microsoft, the easiest measurement for me is meeting my sales quota. You give me a quota of 10 million US, I go and work so hard, I go and show, hey, 10, numbers doesn't lie, I meet my numbers, you pay me my incentive, I'm done. But moving forward, that's not the only thing. Sales is one thing, but you also need to do a lot of things to get your sales. You need to do events, you need to convince people. So all this is subjective. So what Microsoft did, being the pioneer in terms of being a very good employer at one time, they broke your quota system into two. One, they call it revenue-based incentive. Another one is they call it commitment-based incentive. Upfront, let's work out your commitment towards the company in terms of you're going to do such activities throughout the year. Show it to us. So this is what I'm saying. When you look at creativity, the creativity can be anything. You can put very hard question for the kids and ask them to come up. For instance, I'll give you an example. Come up with an assignment of, is orange, the name orange, named after the fruit or the color? I'll give you an example, right? So you probably would go into Google, Yahoo, go all the way, come up with a problem. Yes, finally we have done all our research, blah blah blah. It's named after the fruit, for instance. That's the way it is. So that's an assignment, and you work as a team, all right? And you will know what your friends is looking at. You probably would have missed some of the points, and this is what I call collaboration, looking for information and so on and so forth. And that can be an assessment, coursework, in terms of looking at creativity. You ask a very difficult question. Can a goat die by staring at the goat? I'm just giving, right? I'm just telling you, right? So you go and search, probably the goat will not die. But obviously, if you look at the screens, there was one of the questions that they asked, and they went and did. Some said all depends, mind over matter. They went and did. So these are, I'm talking about primary school kids, right? Having said that, they start putting their creativity. You look at the paper, the way they do it. They've not been taught. You don't even know, even the teacher doesn't know what is it when you stare at the goat, whether the goat will die, right? Probably the goat will say hi, you know. So that's what I'm trying to say. So we need to find ways. Of course, the ministry has not looked into this. We need to be a catalyst. In this case, probably Jim should take up the lead to talk to the ministry in terms of how do we measure creativity. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, it's creativity. There must be a lot of ways. Or probably try to contact Sugata Mitra. There's a lot of guys who have done research, abundance of research out there in terms of managing creativity. So I think that we need to start somewhere. That's what I'm saying.
Question for Julia. Coming from the fully digital generation, and you admitted that naturally you go towards the social media, and if you weren't constrained, you would go to Facebook and Twitter and all this. So does not that give you, does social media not give you that affirmation and that the love and the warmth that you need? Isn't that where you get most of your peer support from Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all this? Having said that, could not the school system then be integrated? Do you see in the future that the school and your learning be integrated into that sort of social media where your teachers are online and they are using Facebook and they are providing you feedback via Twitter, and then your friends are also on the same network, and then all of you achieve your goals, which is to learn something new? Do you see that in the future?
In my opinion, you control the computer, whether you are onlining Facebook or Twitter and want to learn something. It's your problem, because if you don't like the teacher or the information give, so you can just simply turn off the computer. And yeah, that's the point of having a human beside you, because it can monitor you whatever you're doing. So when you are teleconferencing or using any social website to learn, actually it's you yourself. You decide whether you want to learn or you're just gonna shut down the computer and do something like that.
One of the thing that is already here is the you've heard about Google Glass. The Google Glass is the computer that you wear, a wearable computer that is here. So kalau you nak, you can actually transmit what you see to other people. You can email by just winking your eyes. In the future, you will be able to wear the contact lenses, which is actually a computer. It's just like now, how we use our telephone, for example. You don't even bother to remember your phone numbers. I don't even know what is my home phone numbers, right? I only remember one phone number, two phone numbers, mine and my wife. Kalau tak trouble lah kan, okay?
I'm as a student, I agree with both. we need schools, and we need technologies. With that, we produce excellent students and excellent schools. And that is why I think my school is the best example. Because, yeah, we do love Sri Putri, we do love our teachers because our teachers give us the most things that we need and also the technologies.
Give it to them. Great round of applause to the teachers. They've done a great job. Okay, so the points that I want to tell you guys, I think I want you to visit this particular thing called SOLE. SOLE. SOLE is called Self-Organized Learning Environment. Go and check it out, the SOLE toolkit. Take a look at it in terms of some of the tips for parents, tips for teachers, tips for individuals in terms of how can you create creativity, how can the children learn, and probably you try to use this in your class and see how it works. Try to push the limit rather than just going through the same old boring subject year on year, take the same exam and so on and so forth. Take a look, go and do that, and I think, and look at the results, and one day try to even connect to Sugata Mitra directly and see how does that help you guys in terms of moving forward. Thank you very much.
Tarik Talk, Yayasan Inovasi Terbaik.
Yayasan Inovasi Malaysia, Tarik Talk Best.
Meet us at the next
Tarik Talk.